Today we're going to talk about the negative aspects of female beauty standards in the K-pop industry. In order to be able to tackle this topic, each of us will be focusing on different beauty standards, which are colorism, also known as whitewashing, diet culture, also known as fat phobia, plastic surgery, and standardized specific facial proportions. As we each discuss one of these topics, we will tie it back on how this negatively affect not only artists, but also the fandom and the public.
Colorist beauty standards among female K pop idols can negatively influence the perceptions of fans when it comes to beauty and self esteem by promoting an unrealistic ideal focused only on pale skin. Within the K pop industry, idols are often edited and made to look much lighter than their natural skin tone, thus reinforcing the idea that lighter skin is more desirable or attractive. This idea is then further exacerbated through beauty and skincare ads, along with popular aesthetics on social media, again impressing upon fans the importance and value of pale skin. As fans continue to consume this content, feelings of insecurity and dissatisfaction with their own appearance can often develop, in addition to lower self esteem and the possible creation of issues with body image, especially in young fans. Fans might also feel pressured to conform with such standards, leading them to engage with potentially unsafe skin lightening procedures such as glutathione injections or be influenced by idol promotions to use skin whitening creams and apps like Snow, which encourage the use of whitening filters. Colorist beauty standards among female K pop idols can also negatively impact the broader Korean population by establishing and reinforcing racially discriminatory biases as common fare through the glorification of pale skin. The traditional preference in Korea for white skin has persisted until now, largely due to repeatedly viewing darker skin tones as an indicator of lower class. However, it's now undergone a new resurgence as K pop has continued to grow and reach more audiences. These same traditional preferences are now being given a new stage, the idol industry, where they continue to classify and separate individuals into systems of value with darker skin tones on the lower end. This then leads to these preferences for pale skin being spread out to new audiences outside of Korea, influencing an ever growing amount of the supposed superiority of pale skin. Because K pop is so influential in everyday media and K pop idols so admired, the ideas it can convey can shape how people think about beauty or even how people should be treated or their social class. By continuously presenting pale skin as the ideal, an antiquated view of worth based on skin color continues to dominate Korea's views on beauty standards.
I will be talking about diet culture, also known as fat phobia. My first argument is the K-pop industry's strict diet culture allows companies to take away female idols' control over their bodies and diets by tying their success with their thinness. It is not bad that fans want their idols to look the most presentable. The issue comes in when it is more than a want. From the fans' point of view, it is a need for their idols to fit beauty standards that are unrealistic nor unhealthy. Many fans have criticized and wrote malicious comments regarding their body. Some even took it to the extent of creating petitions to kick the artist out of the group. An example of this could be Mamamoo member Hwasa, where her so-called fans did a petition urging her removal from the group due to her appearance. These type of reactions and responses from fans caused companies to act quickly by being very controlling with their idol's diet. Using the same example of Hwasa, she shared her experience from the perspective of a trainee by saying that her company would weigh her and the other girls frequently. In addition, the days where they had to be weighed, her and other trainees would take pills that would empty their stomach in order to be a little bit lighter and meet the weight that her company was forcing her to be. They understood that even if you have talent, if you still don't match the ideal weight that your company tells you to be, then you might not be able to debut. This type of pattern in behavior from fans and their own company ends up affecting artists, which leads to my second argument. Constant criticism of K-pop girl idols' weight contributes to unhealthy eating habits that threaten their physical and mental health. For instance, Han Seung-yeon from Kara had an issue where the organ that regulates pressure wasn't working due to how much weight she had lost. This ended up affecting her ear as the pressure in her ear couldn't be adjusted. These issues are obviously alarming as it is a sign that your body is not functioning properly, which in the end it affects her job as an artist. Another example is once again Hwasa from Mamamoo, where she once secretly ate a black sesame rice cake during her trainee days, but she felt such guilt and anger that she cried and vomited.
Building on what my group members have discussed, I will now focus on how K-beauty standards regulate facial proportions. Our overall argument is that K-beauty standards do not simply reflect beauty, but actively train women to consistently evaluate, adjust, and improve their bodies. This is especially clear in how specific facial ratios are treated as the ideal. In K-pop, features such as a small face and a short mid-face are not just preferred, but standardized. A small head size is valued for creating a balanced silhouette, while a short mid-face is associated with youthfulness and attractiveness. For example, idols like Jennie, Karina, and Henny are often praised for having a small face or balanced proportions. But this raises an important question. When did her face become something that needs to be measured and optimized? Under these standards, the face is no longer simply seen, but calculated, compared, and judged. These standards are also reinforced through beauty tutorials. Videos that focus on shortening the mid-face present certain features as problems to fix using makeup techniques like aerosol or overlip, or even suggesting cosmetic procedures. On this slide, we can see how facial proportions are analyzed and manipulated online. With Jennie, her midface is artificially lengthened to emphasize that the original is ideal. With Tan, her midface is artificially shortened to criticize her long midface that needs to be fixed. And with Karina, her face size is measured using objects like AirPods. Overall, these examples show how facial features are continuously compared and adjusted, reinforcing pressure to improve one's appearance. This leads to another question. Are these standards describing beauty or creating new flaws? Over time, this produces a culture where facial features are constantly evaluated against a fixed standard. Rather than seeing beauty as diverse, people may begin to think in all or nothing terms. As a result, not fitting these proportions can lead to feelings of inadequacy, reinforcing the pressure to continuously adjust and improve one's appearance, which directly connects to our overall argument.
And I'll be discussing how plastic surgery in K-pop is not just an individual choice, but part of a larger system shaped by industry and consumer expectations. On this slide are a few common cosmetic surgeries done by K-pop idols, such as nose surgery or rhinoplasty, double eyelid surgery, and chin reduction. My first argument is that plastic surgery is sustained by industry power structures that prioritize profit and marketability over idols' well-being. This has created an expectation that physical perfection is treated as professional necessity, where South Korea is ranked as one of the highest rates in cosmetic surgery. Nearly 1 in 4 women aged 19 to 29 have undergone some kind of cosmetic procedure. Because visuals are directly tied to success, idols are pressured onto ongoing procedures, creating a cycle of physical risk and psychological dependency. Similarly, Park Bum from 21 has faced intense public scrutiny over her appearance, with her features almost looking unrecognizable, with her eyes drooping downwards and her lips smeared with exaggerated lipstick, leaving an unsettling smile. After many years of online speculations tying to her known medical condition lymphadenitis, just last year she admitted that the reason she underwent multiple cosmetic surgeries were driven by her insecurities and the pressures of the K-pop industry. According to Korean outlet Chosun, Park Bum confessed that she personally paid to have her cosmetic procedures done, due to her not wanting to go on stage looking like a commoner. However, despite these facial changes, she is still left struggling with mental problems, often leaving her group for mental leave, even during active promotions and tours. Her story dealing with public scrutiny, health conditions, and emotional struggles exposes how the K-pop system often sacrifices artistry for control. This doesn't only affect idols themselves. When fans constantly see the idealized and surgically enhanced appearances, it normalizes the idea that these standards are achievable and expected, which can lead to similar pressures among the public. My second argument is that plastic surgery reflects gendered power dynamics in which female idols are commodified and disposable. We have previously talked about how plastic surgery is shaped by industry power and profit motives over the artist's well-being. Whereas the second argument will talk about how artist value is often tied to maintaining a youthful and idealized image, ultimately creating systems that make ongoing pressure and disposability with their careers despite being in the industry for a long time. For example, Sandra Park from 21 is often praised for maintaining a youthful appearance, widely recognized as babyface or vampire celebrity even years into her career, which at first seems like a compliment, but actually reveals a deeper expectation within the industry. Rather than valuing her longevity or experience as an artist, this praise centers on her ability to preserve a youthful, almost unchanged image over time. At the same time, Sandra Park has openly discussed undergoing cosmetic procedures and even experiencing side effects, revealing that maintaining this appearance is not effortless, but requires ongoing intervention. This suggests that what is framed as natural beauty is often the result of continuous labor and pressure behind the scenes. Ultimately, her case demonstrates how female idols are rewarded successfully maintaining youth, reinforcing the idea that their value lies not in artistic growth, but in their ability to resist aging.
In conclusion, the various aspects of beauty standards within the K pop industry for female idols often have negative impacts on fans, the idols themselves, and the broader population. The industry standard of colorism, weight loss, plastic surgery, and ideal facial proportions all serve to create an unattainable ideal of beauty, leading to various consequences when idols inevitably fall short of those standards.